Okay, I am going to get started. So, welcome. My name is Heather, and I'm joined today by Courtney, and we work for the Plano Public Library. Today, we're going to provide a basic introduction to the Value Line database. Courtney will be monitoring the chat to assist you with any issues and bring questions to my attention. And we'll also be sure to take time for questions at the end as well. So, a few things we'd like to share before we get started. While in the Zoom program, you can exit full screen mode by using the escape key on your keyboard or click exit full screen on the top right of your screen. During this webinar, your camera and microphone are turned off. So if you have any questions during the program, please go ahead and type those into the chat. And you can find the button for the chat at the bottom of your screen. All comments in the chat should remain respectful. Participants that do not follow this rule will be taken out of the webinar and not allowed back in. And finally, staff cannot provide any advice on choosing or evaluating investment products or stocks. So today we will just be doing a review of the resource that we have available to you. The value line, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this resource and an overview of what you can do with it. Value Line provides investment research on companies, industries, markets, and economies. It provides information to help you evaluate 3,500 of the most actively traded stocks in more than 100 industries, representing 95% of the daily US trading volume. You'll have access to the resources that we've specifically subscribed to from the library. There's a daily market update during the work week, the summary and index for the upcoming week, a supplementary report on individual companies, weekly small and mid-cap rank changes, and more. And the information is constantly being updated by the Value Line staff. So our objectives for class today, we're going to cover the basic information to help you get started with Value Line and provide some additional resources so that you can continue to learn after this program. First, we'll explain how to access Value Line, and then we'll navigate to and within Value Line to get more comfortable with the interface. And finally, we'll spend the bulk of our time on specific sections within the Value Line database. So accessing Value Line online. You can access it from home or at any of the Plano Library locations. You must have a Plano Library card that is in good standing and internet access. If you don't have a library card, please visit any of our libraries to view the information online. In this way, you'll have the requirements to apply for a Plano Library card. And now I'm going to take you to the Value Line website and show you how to navigate there. So the first thing you'll need to do is go to the Plano Library website, and you can do that by typing in planolibrary.org into your browser. This will bring you to our main page. And at the top, we have a menu bar for the city. You'll hover over Library, click on Research and Learn. From there, you'll scroll down and click in the Business and Career section. And on this page, we have our business and career resources listed in alphabetical order. So under Business, you'll need to scroll to the bottom of that section to select the Value Line resource. And you'll want to click Access Now under Value Line. Now on this screen, it will bring you to the login page where you'll need to enter your full barcode number found on the back of your library card. And at this moment, I'm going to go ahead and pause my screen so that I can enter my library card number. If you'll just give me a moment. Okay, So now that I've logged in, I've been brought to the landing page for the Value Line website. So to make sure that you get access to everything available through the library, you'll want to verify that there is a message at the top right of your screen here that says, "Welcome to Plano Public Library System." This means that you're in Value Line using Plano Library's subscription. And if you're ever in the website and that message does not appear up at the top when you're on the dashboard, then that means somehow your connection may have timed out, or maybe you opened up a different page. And so to get back in, you'll need to navigate back to the Plano Library website where you can find the link to Value Line and log into the system again, or open it from the Plano website again. So this is the only way to access what the library subscription pays for, is through the Plano Library website link that we provide to you. So first, let's go ahead and talk about the menu bar. At the top here, our menu bar, you have the dashboard, browse and research, markets, find ideas, and investment education. And just a little note about investment education that I'd like to let you all know before we get started on everything else. We suggest utilizing this section if you have the opportunity to do so. The investment education section is an important component of this website, and it has a section called Tool and Guides, which provides articles on how to effectively use the different tools that Value Line provides. And there's also Value Line University over here. And this is a 4-part series that walks users through the basics of investing and how Value Line ties into it. This is a very helpful, very useful section of the website. So I'm going to navigate back to my dashboard. And I see that I'm double checking here. I'm still showing a Plano Public Library, so I know that I'm still logged into that section. Okay. So moving along, we're going to start with our dashboard here, since this is the first screen that pops up. So the main part of our dashboard is the featured commentaries section.
We do have a question, Heather.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we do have a question about, does Value Line help to study markets outside the US as well?
So I believe Value Line focuses on US markets, but I can double check that for you and get an answer for you at the end of this. I will give you my contact information in the chat to make sure I can get that answer specific for you. But I believe as of now that it's just US.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So our featured commentary sections here on the dashboard. It'll have that day's, or at least the most recent, report that's written by Value Line staff. So you can read the reports by clicking on Read More on either of the reports that are showing in this section. Or if you'd like to view all of the featured commentaries, this will take you to an archive that you can browse through. At the top of the web page here, you'll find 2 search bars. The first one on the left will search the entire site. So if you happen to be looking for something on the website that you just can't find, you could type a search term in here and hopefully find what you're looking for by using a search. And this section over here with the quote box allows searching by the company name or the ticker symbol. So for example, I will start and type 3M in here. And if you notice at the bottom, it brings up the company that's suggesting I might be searching for. And it has the company name, 3M Company, as well as the ticker symbol. And you can also search if you know the ticker symbol by and type that in. You'll notice here there are 3 companies that have 3 M's within their ticker symbols. So it's going to bring up everything that might relate to what you're searching for. And then you can click on the company that you're specifically looking for, and it will bring up that company's page. Okay, I'm going to go back to our dashboard. And the final part here of our dashboard is the quick links section that you see over to the right. Now, if the links are blue in this section, that means you can access it through the library. And the library does not subscribe to all of the content that ValueLine produces. So this is a good place to see a summary of what you have access to with your library card. And if you're already familiar with the physical version of the ValueLine investment survey, this section will represent that information that looks most like the physical reports. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this section and what the physical reports look like. So under quick links here, we can find direct links to parts of the ValueLine investment survey. And one benefit to using this online is that you'll actually have access to that week's survey before it arrives at the library. In the top right of this section, you'll see that we have the summary and index. And if we click on that, it actually brings up a PDF of the report that you're able to, I'm sorry, I need to, Courtney, would you mind dismissing the question from the box for me? I'm having trouble. Oops. Sorry, guys. Let me get that screen back up there. Having trouble getting to my boxes. There we go. Okay. So it brings up, this is a PDF report, and this looks most like what you will find in the physical ValueLine investment survey that you might go to the library to view. And you're able to print this from that PDF. I am going to move over and close this. Okay, so back to our quick links section. The next section here you'll find is selection and opinion. And again, if you are to click on selection and opinion, it will bring up that PDF version for you to print. Back on the dashboard in the quick links, you'll also find the small and mid cap summary and index and the supplementary reports for those. And within the supplementary reports, go ahead and open that one up. This section, you would need to click on that specific company in the list to the left where the report is generated, and then you can click Print Report, which will then allow your print dialog box to open for you to print whichever report that you would like. Back to our dashboard. So other parts of the quick links section, you'll find that week's commentary and the rank changes for the survey and small and mid cap will also be available. So when you click down here on VLIS current issue, which is ValueLine Investment Survey's current issue, a curated list will open up. And these are all companies that have most recent commentary written on them. Now at the top here, you are able to click on R&R cover page, and that will bring a PDF version of this information that you're able to print. So back here on the commentary updates list, you can click on an individual company to view their page. So I'm going to click on this Badger company, Badger meter here. And this is what the company page looks like. Now, like before, you do have the option to print PDF reports. And once you click on PDF reports, it will show some of the most recent reports that have been generated for this company. So it looks like we have 2 here from 2023 and 2 from 2022. And once you select one of these, it'll generate the PDF for you to print. If you're going to spend a lot of time on company pages because maybe you're really interested in one over the other and you want to find out everything that Value Line has posted about them, you will want to know that you can modify this page to look however you would like it to. And one of the great things about this is if you'll notice while I'm scrolling up and down, there's this tiny little bar here that's following me. So this is a little hidden menu list that scrolls with you. When you hover over it, it pops out. And you can click on any item within this list, and it will take you right to that section. So if you're having trouble finding it as you're scrolling, this little hidden scroll bar is very useful. And then if you'll notice, all of the information on this page is curated in these little boxes here. And if you hover over each of these boxes, not only can you grab and drag them to modify the page to look however you'd like, but it also brings up these different types of views that you can click on to change the view of that box. So maybe there's something that you need to be bigger just for your purposes, for what you like to view in a visual setting. You can manipulate that to look however you'd like. And you can also choose to hide one of these modules. So if you don't care to see that information, it's not important to you, you are able to click hide and it will remove it from this page. Now, if you want to get back something that you've hidden, you will need to hover over this hidden scroll bar. And down at the bottom here is the hidden section. On the hidden section, you'll find everything that is not showing on the current page that you're looking at. And so you just click on that and it adds it back to your page. It will add it to the bottom of the page. So that's where you can find it, and you'll need to move it to wherever you prefer it be on your visual. Okay, I'm going to move back to our dashboard. So the other 2 sections here in the quick links include the Value Line Investment Surveys rank changes, which are right here, and the small and mid-cap rank changes, which we aren't really going to go in depth to. So for help interpreting any of the information that I just covered, or if you want more information on these 2 that we're not going into, again, we'd like to suggest going to that information on the investment education section here in Value Line. Both the tool guides are very helpful in Value Line University. Before we move on, Courtney, does anybody have any other questions?
I do not see any currently.
Okay, thank you. So next we're going to cover the Browse and Research section. So the first part here in the Browse and Research section, you'll notice at the top is the recently searched. So this is going to show the most recent companies that you've clicked on and viewed pages for. Below that, you will see the featured lists section, and this will include lists and screens that have been created by the Value Line staff with popular parameters. So they're using the most popular parameters that people are searching for. And you'll see different lists here that you can choose from. And to the right, you're going to see the coverage universe. This list shows the companies you have full analysis access to through the library. So not all stocks are represented. So this is a good section if you want to an overview of all the available resources that you have through the library's subscription specifically. Our next section here is markets. And in this section, it includes daily articles with stock market updates and predictions. And then it also includes here at the bottom an economic calendar, which combines upcoming major events relevant to investors. The Find Ideas section, you'll find a few different resources here. And at the top, you have access to Screener, model portfolios, portfolio tracker, alerts hub, many other different things here. And for the purposes of today's class, we are going to look at the model portfolios and the screener sections. So I will start with model portfolios. Now these model portfolios are created by Value Line staff to represent different investment strategies. So let's go ahead and explore portfolio 1. You'll find these all in the left-hand menu to the side here. So once you open a portfolio, you'll notice a blurb about it here. And you'll also notice the published date at the top. And they're going to have the most recent publication there for you. So each one is going to explain what kind of investor that portfolio is geared towards. And for example, you'll notice down here with the title for portfolio 1, it says underneath that this is primarily suitable for more aggressive investors. And each of these portfolios will let you know who they're most suitable for, and then give you a list of the stocks that they are suggesting. Now, these models are not stagnant. Value Line updates them regularly. So you might get in here in a couple of weeks or so, and you will see a completely different published date. The blurb talking about this portfolio will be different, as well as companies listed in the portfolio. So another way to analyze this type of information to guide your investing is by using the screener, which I'm going to go to next. So the screener is a really powerful tool that allows you to evaluate data using your own chosen parameters. So this is useful if you want to evaluate data beyond what the weekly survey provides to you. And you can select a number of different criteria on the left-hand side of the screen to narrow down the information that you want to review. And a really great feature of this section is Value Line's preset screens, which is right here at the top of this left sidebar list. And it's not open yet, so I'm going to click on it to open it up. So you can review screens that the Value Line staff has already created, and these might fit the type of information you're looking for. It's a nice thing to use if you're not yet sure what you would want to narrow your searches down to. So as an example, I'm going to go ahead and click on companies with significant estimated dividend growth. And our results populate to the right of the screen here. So you'll notice at the top here, these are your parameters that were set for this preset screener here. So first, it narrowed down the companies here to 879 matches. And it did that by setting that projected dividend value, the yield from 1 to 15%. And then it narrowed it down even further to just 55 matches. So that's a little more helpful in information there. And it applied the projected dividend growth rate from 20 to 56.5% there. So let's take a look here at our results. So you can actually toggle the results right here with this button to show stocks that only you have access through the Plano Public Library by clicking the on or off button here. And that's just if you really don't want the frustration of clicking on something that you might want to see in this list and not having access to it. And I do know that some people like to see everything, and then they'll end up doing more research on stocks that maybe they don't have access to through Plano Library. So it just depends on what it is you yourself would like to view in that section. There's also a number of tabs to further analyze the results that you get. So those are going to be found up here in our results section at the top of it. You'll be able to see here the ratings and ranks, estimated projections, profitability, annual rates, and industry. And here you're going to notice the information that it's providing us in our list. You'll see the company name, the ticker symbol, and then the specific data that we requested, which is in the top here. That is going to show down here as well. So you can further customize these preset screens. Maybe you really like the information in this preset, but you'd like it to have one or two things added to it. You're able to do that by picking things on the sidebar to the left under basic criteria. So for our purposes today, I'm going to click on stock price because I'm interested in seeing the stock price as a data point. And I actually am going to grab the stock price and bring it up to the top because I would rather see the pricing first. And if you'll notice down here in our list, it has put the stock price before our other two criteria. And this way you're able to see what each company's stock price is, and it's showing it for that last close of the stock market. And you can also change your filters by moving these bars back and forth. Maybe my pockets aren't so deep. I don't think I can buy a stock for, $1,000. So maybe I'm interested in something in this price range, and it will update it down here at the bottom, and you'll notice your numbers end up changing as well for your matches. Another thing I do want to point out, depending on the section you're looking at here, like let me click on ranks and ratings. Here we go. So in the ranks and ratings section, if you'll notice to the right-hand side, it looks like there's more information that I'm not able to see on the screen. So depending on the size of your screen, you might not be able to see it. You'll need to scroll to the very bottom of your list and move your scroll bar back and forth to see the rest of the information that's been provided to you. Okay, so that was a quick overview of Value Line and what you have access to through the Plano Public Library. And that finishes out the main part of our presentation today. So are there any more questions in the chat that we can address?
Yes, so we have a couple. First one is, how long until the value line screen times out?
That I do not have an answer for. I know as long as you're in here using it, if you walk away, I believe it's probably for like 10 to 15 minutes. Because I was using this the other day and I think I walked away for maybe about 15 minutes. But I can't give you a specific answer, but it closes out the information in a pretty quick amount of time.
Okay, and then we have a few others. So we have another question of, can you generalize about the investments which are available?
No, we are not able to give any sort of investment advice. I myself am not a master in investments and stocks. So I'm specifically just sharing what you have access to through the library.
All right, and the next question is, are exclusions based on the exchange which lists the investment?
Are exclusions based on the exchange? Yes. So it's the information that's populated is the information that is found in whatever their value line is pulling it for on this from the stock exchange. They are monitoring the largest ones.
And then are we licensed for a set of indexes?
That I do not know of either. The value line, so we are only subscribing to the materials they're providing. I'm not sure if they're specifically licensed for that or not. But if that's a question you would like answered later on, I could try to find that information for you. And like I said, I will provide my contact information for those questions.
And I think a clarification for the generalized about investments which are available, I think they were asking about what is visible in the tool.
In the stock screener that we're currently looking at, or just the value line tool specifically, I think that information we'd probably be able to find more in the investment education. That's a great place to find many of the answers that you're looking for about what value line is going to provide as far as information.
Okay, yeah, it was basically what Plano Library is paying for.
Oh, what we're paying for the resource. That I am not aware of. I am not in charge of purchasing our subscriptions, so I'm sorry, I do not have an answer for that as far as how much the subscription costs. And I do know that, like we noticed on that quick links, there are different packages that you can get, which will depend on what you have access to. So Plano definitely purchases what seems to be most important to our community. And if there are requests for more information, those could definitely be submitted as requests to the library, and it's something that we would review.
All right, those are all the questions I've seen so far, unless someone puts one in the chat right now. But those are the ones that were sent in during the presentation.
Well, I'm going to bring our PowerPoint back up because we do have a few other resources that we want to share. And if there are any other questions, please feel free to put those back into the chat again while I talk about our other upcoming programs and additional resources here. So we have other databases that you have access to through the Plano Public Library website. That's the Morningstar Investment Research Center. We have Business Source Complete and Reference Solutions. We also have classes that we put on throughout each session of our programming on learning Google Drive and Microsoft Office products. And you can browse our physical or digital collection for books about investing, which we do have within the library. And then we are going to place a link into the chat for this class that has a handout that includes information on the links, the resources that we shared, and just how to get into the value line product through our website. And if you are interested in looking at the physical version of the Value Line Investment Survey, you can find that at the Schimmelpfennig Library, which is at 5024 Custer Road. And our summer season of programming has just started. So be on the lookout for more business and technology programs that may be of interest to you. We have a lot of them coming up for summer that have been scheduled. Do we have any other questions before we go?
Not yet. Just suggestion to call it Q&A instead of chat, since that is what people are able to submit questions through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you everyone for attending our introduction to Value Line. And when you close out the program, a survey should pop up for you. And if you would be willing to fill that out, we would very much appreciate it. We really do value that feedback. And thank you again for joining us today.